Hey, everybody. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Um, I'm making this video as a bit of a definition video, an explanation video. A friend of mine, a young coworker, um, she came to me last week with a question. She wanted me to suggest to her some songs that would help her define the term groove. She's taking a course, and in that course, she is assigned a paper to define what groove is. And it got me thinking, um, and I was thinking about it all weekend long, and I decided to expand upon this. I want to define three different things. I want to define groove, hook, and pocket. Now, I'm sure out there in some college textbook from Musicians Institute or Juilliard or Berklee College of Music or any big music course, there's a textbook out there that has a clinical definition of these terms. I'm not giving you that. I'm giving you my personal take on what these three terms are. So let's start with the groove. The groove is the part of the song. It's the rhythm of the song. It's the thing that gets people up out of their chairs and dancing. It's the thing that, for lack of a better term, keeps the party going all night. It's the thing that have got a lot of people together and just having a good time or just having a time. It's the thing that is the constant backbone and heartbeat of the song, right? The hook. The hook is the attention getter. It's the thing that draws people into the song and gets their attention and has them want to listen to it. Now, the hook can be a vocal hook, it can be a guitar hook, it can be an instrumental hook, it can be something out of the ordinary or something unique that just catches people's ears and again, makes them want to listen to the song, and then they get drawn into the rhythm and they start moving and dancing to it. The pocket is, in my opinion, the most elusive of these three things because it is the emotion of the song. It is the thing that connects the audience. It makes people want to listen to the lyrics. It's the thing that makes people stay engaged and go outside the analytical side of things and instead delve deeper into the emotion of the moment. It's the thing that makes you think that the artist really feels what they're saying or playing. And when I say I think it's the most elusive of these three things, it's mostly because in this day and age with popular music being computerized and perfected, for lack of a better term, it's hard to really have a pocket when everything is right down to the microscopic iota of timing. The pocket is more accessible when real musicians or true musicians are actually playing the song rather than digitized, quantized, computerized, formulated music. Now, again, this is my opinion. All songs have these three things in them, whether they're good or bad. That's personal opinion, and that is public opinion. There's tons of music that's being produced today that has incredible rhythms, incredible grooves, and fantastic hooks in them. But because everything is just quantized down to the perfect beat, the pocket is kind of sterilized. And yet, if you go back into time and when you think about it, you hear a lot of people talking about music from the 70s and 80s and how music was better back then. You had musicians actually playing the song. And as perfect as people tried to make a song, um, those are the songs that sort of didn't really stick with the audience. Whereas when you have a great groove, you have a killer hook, and you have a great pocket played by artists, then those are the songs that last forever. They outlive the creator. They are part of just the fabric of our lives. And they could have been written 50 years ago. They're still as fresh today as they were when they were first performed. So I'm going to give you some examples of all three of these things, and then I'm going to play you some songs that I think are examples of songs that have all three of these things that will, they're songs that will be iconic forever. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope that makes sense. Again, when it's all said and done, after watching, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. We can talk about it further. You can give me your opinions. You can tell me how full of crap I am. You can tell me whatever you want to. I was thinking about this all weekend long, and I felt I needed to do this video. So with that said, let's get into it. All right, we're here, and the first song we're going to talk about regarding groove is a song I did an in-depth video on back when I first started this channel, and it's a song called Heard It Through the Grapevine. We're going to do the Marvin Gaye version of it, and I think when you hear it, and we'll play it now, you're going to hear the building of a groove. So in that example of a groove, they built the groove up. It started off with a simple instrumentation, a Rhodes piano doing what it's doing, and bass line, drums, the vocals, everything comes in, the harmonies, the whole shooting match comes in. But the groove is established from the first introduction of the first instrument, right? All right, now we're going to go to a classic groove, and it's the song Sex Machine by James Brown. Nobody really defines groove quite like James Brown, right? So, song written by Bootsy Collins, and here it comes.
Get up, get on up, get up, get on up, stay on the scene, get on up, like a sex machine, get on up, get up, get on up, get up, get on up, stay on the scene, get on up, like a sex machine, get on up.
Simple, comes right in. The groove is established immediately after those horn stabs. Right after that, bop, 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 and the groove just hits you like a brick wall. And that song is a classic. It's a dance track. That song created more babies than probably anything else in the funk era. Probably an over-exaggeration, but don't really care, okay? Great groove, killer groove, right? Let's go to the next tune. This is another song where the groove builds. Starts off with the bass and the snare. A little bit of a key keyboard pad. I think it really hits its stride when the guitar slaps happen, right here. Groove's fully established. Now, with those three particular songs, we're pretty much firmly in sort of the soul genre. You know, Heard It Through the Grapevine, Sex Machine, and even this pop hit from Hall & Oates firmly establish, you know, how groove in pop and soul music can be there. However, groove is not just isolated to that. As I said earlier, all songs have groove, hook, and pocket. Again, whether they're good, whether it's a good hook, whether it's a solid pocket, whether the groove is danceable or funky, whatever, that's all a matter of personal perception. And some of these songs will have more established groove and hook, but the pocket will be missing. Like in the song Man-Eater by Hall & Oates, I would say the groove is firmly established. The hook is there, especially when you get to the vocal chorus with the words Man-Eater. I think it's a really solid hook. The pocket, I will admit, it's a little thin. It's not saying they're not in the pocket. I'm just saying that it's a little bit perfect. And that's not really, you know, what I would define as a solid pocket. Good pocket, not a great pocket. With that said, though, let's explore another genre of music with a killer groove. Let's go. I mean, that's a metal groove, and it's a solid groove. You don't even really need to hear any of the lyrics to know that there's a solid groove happening there, right? The drummer and guitar player and bass player are in lockstep, and it's, you know, mosh pits are really, you know, a thing caused by how the groove affects the audience. Okay, just is. Okay, so now let's go on to a hook. Now it's understandable if you think what we've listened to so far all are great hooks. Again, like I said, all songs have all three characteristics. But let's check out something that would be what I would call a real solid hook. Now, I'm just going to focus on instrumental hooks, by the way. Obviously, there's lyrical hooks, and they can come later in the song. They could start right away. It's fine. But that opening riff is such a killer hook. And there are millions of guitar players that wish they had written that hook. Here's another one. Now, this hook comes in a little bit after the intro, but when it hits, right here. Again, it's pretty simple, but the way that it hits, you know, makes people, again, the groove is there, everything is there after it, but the hook is the thing that's drawing you in. It's like, oh, what is it's like, again, it's just as good, if not better in some ways, than Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. But it's such a solid hook. Now, here's the other thing. Hooks don't have to be complicated. This next one has a hook that is an unbelievably basic, again, after the first note. Right here. It's bass note right here. If you knew nothing else about the song, just that first bass note, you would go, oh, something's going to happen. What's going to happen? And then Eddie does this. But the bass line drew you in first. Again, bass line. Not the most complicated rhythm part. There's definitely a groove there. The groove is sort of established first by the bass, the bass line. And it's just one note. I mean, you could tune an instrument based off of that one note, right? But it's like Michael, sets the hook, and then Eddie comes in with the lick and just pulls the fish out of the water. It's, again, perfect. But I can't sit there and say that all of these necessarily have the deepest groove. Okay, now, deep grooves are the thing where you just kind of, when you're listening to a song and the song is 8, 10, 12, 15 minutes long, and you think to yourself, God, that went by quickly. That generally is an indicator that the pocket got you and you lost track of time. You lost a sense of, wow, this is rolling on forever. Why is this so long? And there are a lot of great long songs that have that, whether you're talking about, Freebird or what have you. But again, it's the emotion, it's the pocket that the band is playing in that just makes you lose sense and perception, and you just become engaged, and essentially you fall in love with the tune, right? So a good example of that would be this. Did you hear those 3 notes that the bass player is playing? He plays those same 3 notes just like that for 14 minutes. On some versions, it's 12. I think the standard original version was a little under 12 minutes. I think it was 11:44. But those 3 notes are really the thing that are going to set the pocket up. And it's how simple the drums are. It's just a hi-hat. There's not a lot going on there. And then they're going to build the groove around the pocket. I'm not going to play the whole song. I've done another video on this particular song. Please feel free to go find it, because I absolutely love this song. Blows my mind that the song is, as long as it's over 10 minutes long, and it's basically one chord. There's one guitar chord. The bass player plays 3 notes. Everything is perfect. And if the pocket wasn't so firmly established, if the bass player is off on his positioning, if he flourishes, if he does any kind of exaggeration on those 3 notes, the song would completely fall apart, because the bass part, the pocket is 1000% critical and crucial to this song. With that said, let's go to another example that I also did in another video, and I think this is a really fantastically established pocket. Now, you may get an overriding theme to my definition of pocket, in the sense that I think the pocket is firmly based around the bass player. It's the bass player is essentially the holder of the pocket. And there are going to be examples of songs that aren't, directly related to that. It's not all about the bass player, but I would say 95% of the time, 98% of the time, that the bass player is the key to a solid pocket. And it's a very minimalistic thing. It's a very minimal representation. It's just a couple of chord stabs by the guitar player, and it's the drummer shuffling and the bass player just sitting right there creating that pocket. Okay, so it's time to give you examples of songs that I think are absolute classics, because they have probably some of the best examples of groove, hook, and pocket in a song. And these are songs that essentially, will live on forever. They'll be used in movie soundtracks. They'll be put into covers that people are going to want to do of them. There'll be songs that grandparents will share with their grandkids, and their grandkids will be going, "Holy, how did that? Where? That's amazing!" And it's again songs that will far outlast their creators. And one example in the rock world is, of course, this. No, I did say in the rock world. I meant in the blues world. But, kids will be taught that guitar lick. They will be taught that groove. They will be encaptured by that hook. And, again, it's a song that's, in the recorded versions about 6 minutes long. And it realistically, when you listen to it, it feels like it's about 3. Okay. Another great example, this one in the rock world. Done right there, right? That first stab, that everything comes in. It's groove. That first, the drummer is the hook.
A Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
It almost seems simple. It really does. It almost seems ludicrously simple, but it's really not. I mean, how many songs, how many albums, how many recording and writing sessions did Rush go through before they came up with Tom Sawyer. It's a lot, it's a lot of effort. And when you nail it, though, again, when you nail it, everything just comes together and it is just musical bliss, right? Another example, again, in the rock world. That song may very well overtake, at some point, Smoke on the Water for the most played lick in a guitar store. I am a firm believer in that, having worked in and around music and guitar stores for over 30 years, that song, that lick, at some point may actually catch and overtake Smoke on the Water for the most played guitar lick ever. It's just that solid of a hook. And, again, fill on the drums and bass. It's just, everything is tight and solid. And one more example of a great example of all three elements. Again, the groove, the hook, and the pocket.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road.
Now, in this instance, is the hook the rhythm? Is it the intro? Or is it the first words? Is it the hit the road Jack part by the background vocalist? Because that chorus is as solid a hook as has ever been written, right? But then you've got the bass player in the background just sitting there and creating that pocket. Again, it's a very minimalistic bass line. He's playing it on an upright bass. The drummer's coming in with that killer shuffle. But listen to it again. Go back and listen to it one more time. Hook and
hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more.
One more time. Again, the groove and the hook are almost the groove and the pocket are established immediately. And I'm debating whether the hook is the intro rhythm or if it's the vocals. It can be both.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
That song is the first song I ever heard by Ray Charles, and I will credit Ray Charles with being my first musical influence when I was, 4, 5 years old. Absolutely critical to my evolution in music. And this is the gateway drug for that. This is the first song that I actually remember hearing as a little kid and just thinking, wow, that's so cool. And so again, for me, it's the ultimate example of all three things: the groove, the hook, and the pocket. Because again, if it weren't for this song, I don't know what kind of musical taste I would have had. I don't know what I would have grown up listening to. I don't know where I would be. I don't know what my tastes would be. This song is absolutely critical to me. And I'm sure many of you have songs like that out there that again, aren't this. But you have your own memory of what first caught your attention, what first hooked you in, and what first attached itself to your musical taste. Anyway, with that said, I appreciate you watching this. Again, feel free to disagree with me, argue with me, tell me I'm full of crap. That's fine. Do whatever you want to do there. But I just, after Sophia made the inquiry to me about what songs she could use to define groove, um, I had to make this video. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch and listen. Um, Again, feel free to comment in the comment section below and we can talk about it further. Okay. Thank you very much. I wish you all well. Take care.